It is, though. I'm just excited for those Jets. Both players, so it's sort of, well, seen it maybe a little bit more so, that sort of explosive player. And I feel like Cryo is a little bit more, I want to say tactical with the way he moves around the map. So maybe a little bit of a difference in the way they're going to be played. Obviously the Sky and the KO is the interesting one. You don't see it as much KO when it comes to Haven, but you do see it when you watch Krax.
That's it. Krax is cracked when it comes to KO, and I think the reality is nobody is going to be ready for what he's been bringing to the server recently. We talked about CNED, and we talked about Cryo having their years. Krax could be up there with what we saw from him in the qualifier, but this is a different caliber of opponent that he's up against here today. I like seeing Nature in. I'm really excited to see him, presumably in that IGL role. He's been someone that can fill historically. He'll play whatever role the team needs, which is definitely a good sign for an IGL. But up against Mr. Fallen, you know, he's going to have his work cut out if he wants to even go toe-to-toe, pound for pound with this man.
Well, both of you made correct predictions, actually, albeit a little bit biased coming into our first matchup. Can you do it again? Who's taking this one, Tom?
I'm going to pick probably exactly the same as Mitch and go with FUT. I think they looked incredible coming out of the qualifier, and I think 100 Thieves, I'm interested to see what they've got.
Well, one thing's for sure, momentum can take you a long way, but can you do it? Can you bring that momentum with you from Istanbul here to Tokyo? Let's get into our next matchup. It's 100 Thieves versus FUT with Tom and Mitch.
Thank you so much, Ian. We've seen the barriers go up at 100 Thieves, mounting the defense on Haven. A BO1 matchup and a big challenge for this 100 Thieves squad. FUT have already played very recently over in Istanbul. They had the home field advantage there. There were flags flying in the stadium. It won't be the case here, but FUT very much respected within the Japanese community as well. I think especially going back to Tokyo, they're saying they had a fantastic time there. I think Ada Captain's a massive fan favorite for them. We'll see how they deliver on this attack. It's been a slow start, a couple of blows exchanged, but it's down to the big push with a minute left on the clock, and it looks like FUT have their eyes trained on the B site. Asuna has a little bit of help from Cryo, and that's a dangerous duo to challenge.
Yeah, a lot of early chip damage done to the side of FUT. Paranoia through, and Ada Captain already going to be kicking things off. CNED alongside him, a fantastic start for the side of FUT, but bang! Straight through! Managing to find himself a triple, looking to turn this pistol single-handedly, but Yedoje is there as well. Both players low, looking for that first ace of the tournament. Yedoje, that youngster, coming in onto this FUT roster. Doesn't know where his opponent currently sits. A ring around the rosies on the side, and Yedoje is going to be there to close it out. Swings and roundabouts, Mitch, from the very get-go with a Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, the young gun of Yedoje showing up for his triple kill, but what a round from Bang. Being able to sneak in behind enemy lines, catch a free kill on the CNED. From there, I thought that'd be it. He even got peeked on the backside, lit down to 21, but that didn't stop him. Who knows if that damage wasn't done earlier, if the timing was a second or two different, it could have been his. The ace could finally have been found, but after many 4Ks, we still wait with bated breath for a Red Bull home ground ace here in Tokyo. Round 2 kicks off with 100 Thieves on pistols, and it's not even upgraded. We saw a lot of Sheriffs in the previous matchup whenever there was low buys. This time it is 4 classics alongside a Frenzy. Really not expecting much from this defense of 100 Thieves, considering the weaponry they're bringing to the table.
Yeah, I think it's also easy to forget that this 100 Thieves roster, it has experience, but there's still a lot of young players. Like Bang himself, someone I feel like I've been watching for quite a while now, still only 19 years of age. So he is someone that is definitely a talent. There's a reason he ended up on this roster in the first place. The thing is as well, compositionally, that makes things interesting. I think this 100 Thieves comp is really good for delaying and denying, but FUT's comp is burst.
Yes.
It's basically like you have that paranoia. You have those pop flashes from Krax. I almost feel like the composition of FUT completely outplays 100 Thieves. We'll see. Maybe they have those adaptations.
It's certainly the style FUT like to go for, burst plays. Yedoje being sneaky beaky, like a little bit of extra structure added to the roster. You can see that he has got an angle that is not expected, especially with the steps being made towards the site. It's a free kill to start. Good damage. That's about all. But look, he was the player with a pistol, and he's already delayed them and picked off Cryo, a very important kill. Ultimately, FUT just want to avoid losing too many weapons. Again, the pistol player dying, acceptable. Anyone else falling, that damage will be felt.
Yeah, still keeping the 3 rifles, the Vandal onto CNED as well. We know that that as a hero gun going into the next round could sometimes be enough. And that is the thing, the difference maker. Like we mentioned it already. Was Kiwi a bad player? Well, I'll tell you the fact that he was instantly picked up the second he left this team by Fireflux. No, he was a very good duelist. He's not CNED though. Like, and other than maybe Althea, there's not really anybody to be more excited about in Turkey than CNED. And the fact is, he now comes into this team as someone who can take over maps individually. The same can be said, though, for Cryo. If he hits his stride, if he goes back to that sort of X-set form we saw in the past, who knows what this team can achieve. And with players like EU in the roster, who I feel like bring that extra depth in terms of supportive players. Nature as well, someone who can, as you said, he can just fill in where they need it, allow players like Arsena and Cryo to flourish a little bit more, because obviously Arsena himself is probably one of the most flexible players we have in Valorant. He's played absolutely everything at this point. Here we go.
Obviously, we saw in that last round with all the pistols, they stacked up on 100 Thieves. They didn't get the A hit, and they all decided to die to the spike, keep their money healthy. That's allowed them to get this full buy here as we come out of that pause. It will be 100 Thieves looking to fight pretty much neck and neck in terms of the utility brought to the board. You can see, or the hardware more so. 2 Bulldogs, 2 rifles for the side of FUT. They're in a very good position, regardless of who ends up in a duel.
Well, yeah, that's the thing as well. When your opponent is going to be running some light shields in this round, the Bulldog becomes ever more deadly. But here we go. Push through. CNED instantly taking that space. He is looking to almost just disrespect opponents, running forward. But Arsena has managed to catch him. It will be an afterplant, but that rifle already hitting the deck. They've got one more. We'll now look to play in this post plant.
Yeah, it was good spams from 100 Thieves that left them on the back foot. They've already taken the site control and a few smokes to try and block vision. A tap to hopefully bait someone into an overpeak, but it hasn't come through. Flash in from Mr. Fallen. FUT going to use their utility to deny this with the Cove broken. The defuse is already halfway. They've come off it. But the time is very much on their side. They've got plenty to work with. What? 4 kills in a matter of seconds! It looked like 100 Thieves had a whole lot more left in the tank, but this guy's come through and pumped the brakes on that squad. Unbelievable!
So you remember in the pre-show where I was like, oh yeah, CNED, he's the one who's kind of like expected to really like explode onto this. And Yedajay, maybe he'll be one that needs a bit of time to someone in the future. But he's kind of, he's 8-1. He's 8-1. He has more than double the kills of anyone else in his team combined. And he has single-handedly won them 2 of the rounds of the 3 that have been played.
I wish there was a timeout there so we could just see that replay a couple more times. That was outrageous.
Honestly, 100 Thieves might need one.
At this point, wow.
That's the thing. There's always a difference between playing against any other EMEA team and playing up against the Turkish squads. They just have these explosive players. You're yet to see the best of Cracks and Adacaptain. In fact, and CNED as well.
Some fantastic utility to clear backside on C. The problem is they're a little slow in taking the space, so it's retaken by 100 Thieves. Bang, only good for the 1. But Cryo, on the off-angle rifle in hand, he's picked up another 26 HP. But the EU long-range battle with a Stinger has worked out. Okay, well, this round has very quickly fallen apart for the side of FUT. With only CNED left, and a 1v4, and the spikes down in the open, 50 seconds on the clock, and 4 opponents to take down. It's not looking likely, and he's made that read. Even saving here, I mean, look, 100 Thieves will probably just pick up the remaining weapons and call it at that, but there's a world where they decide to hunt him down. Not really worth it economy-wise. I think they are better to just stick around on C.
Maybe send EU and Nature in when they go to retrieve those rifles, see what they can find, but for CNED, not particularly close to the Blade Storm. Would have enough to purchase anyway. Adacaptain's got a lot of credit. Same for Yedajay. He might just be trying to catch some players lurking around, but they're not facing. They're not even looking to try and fight versus CNED. You know who's on the other side. But huge round for 100 Thieves, managing to catch them in the choke point. I really like how they sort of reclaimed a lot of the ground. I think they may have even faked things out a little bit with a Nano Swarm. I believe that was their Nano Swarm they threw into the corner while walking into it to almost fake the fact that they're retaking that ground. Like, oh, we don't know if there's someone here, while having that position and just selling a bait and then just having everybody swarm into the site. We are seeing a lot of low buy round victories so far in this tournament. I wonder if that's something that will continue. For now, both teams are going to have a 4-buy without any problems.
Yeah, it's quite a blow dealt to the side of FUT, but realistically, they had a loss due at some point. Yedege certainly course-corrected them in round 3, but giving 100 Thieves 1 isn't the end of the world. There's still plenty of time for this to continue. Now, further back dog than you might see sometimes. It's avoided the knife early on. So, managing to get the information as it makes it all the way around the corner. I think 2 or maybe even 3 players spotted by that Tiger. But time will pass. They're left to just what their ears can tell them. Some utility used on a long. That's about it. 1 HP, no way out. Those wall bangs are going to finish you for sure. And now the rotations go back towards A. So 100 Thieves will actually be ready for this A take after taking down the Lurker. No longer just Cryo alone.
Oh, under a bit of pressure. Zened perfect with the entry up above, but he has managed to trade, looking for a little bit more. He's done some damage, but FUT had the man advantage, not for long. Nature almost manages a second, but even still Cracks goes through and leaves it all onto Bang.
Smoking
He
it.
had a phenomenal first round. Still has a snake bite. Looking to bounce it onto the player in the corner. Bear in mind the Cracks is already low, has to reposition. That kills for free. And now it's him versus Adacaptain, but he's faked it. Tried to bait out his move of position. He's in the same place and almost doesn't connect the shot, but will land it in the end.
Very nicely done. I love the fake shrouded step. He thinks he's gone to the site, maybe making it out onto long, trying to buy space and time, but no. He just sat down under hell with the patient play, and even though the aim wasn't quite there on the initial couple bullets, he had enough time bought by that play to course correct again. CNET almost had this too, just a pixel or 2 away. I think the entries here have been fantastic, but that spray putting him down to 6 health. Cracks was almost gone the way of the dodo, and at that point, the round very well may have went to 100 Thieves, but it didn't. And they're not happy about that, so a timeout will be called here and now. Jeff, you want to give us a replay of that 1v, or the 4K from Yedege. It wasn't a 1v4, but might as well be. They were all trying to fight him, and he just took him down. I'm going to watch that back tonight, falling asleep to it.
Fall asleep? I couldn't fall asleep to that.
Hey, I'm just going to have on the TV.
Just an hour. You need someone to upload an hour loop just onto. There you go.
Let's go. Here it is. Honestly, just outrageous. This is the one from Bang earlier on. Classic in hand. He was doing such a good job.
Yeah, something that's worth mentioning as well is talking about Zix coming in as their new coach. Obviously was the assistant coach over in Evil Geniuses, has since switched sides to the red from the blue.
Yeah, I like that.
And he has made his way in. Obviously they've kept themselves. Mike's gone back to assistant coach. Obviously he was assistant coach,
yeah,
now
coach,
assistant
coach.
So
he's been all
he'll
around.
probably be coach again next time, and then assistant coach again. He's just up and down.
He's been here a long time, right? Since the start of the 2022 100 Thieves run, he's been on this roster, the consistent factor when it comes to coaching staff, and I think the value he brings to the table can't be understated whatsoever. Like, having someone who's so intimately familiar with the inner workings of an organization, with players that you still have on this roster as well. I think he does a lot of work for this team, and, well, a lot more work to be done as we come out of that timeout. And 3 rounds behind now, 100 Thieves invest. And it's a messy investment. Bang down to, well, a stinger while you have an operator in play. It's just one weakness, but it's quite a weakness at that. Cryo? He's going? I mean, now he's going and he's gone. He's out of here. It's a right call to fall back. That operator, though, has a real chance to pick them up in opening duel for free. Not with that wall, he doesn't, but... Well,
this is a risky spot to be in. I feel like needs to dedicate himself to one of the angles. He's constantly switching his position. Already, that lockdown, they need something to try and take that out of commission, and they're not going to be able to. Have to fully retreat out of the site. So with all of this setup, 3 players were ready on the A site. They've had to give up all of that basically for free.
One player getting detained, maybe just to bait them into some aggression. Get them to swing around, but it hasn't happened. And there's the null command.
Oh, that's annoying.
The attempted retake from 100 Thieves relied on some utility going down in just a matter of seconds before that ult came into play. That's canceled their plans. It's delayed and ran that clock all the way down. Remember, they've got an op in play. Do they want to risk it? It's gone to EU. Bogdan's low. He's low, but now there's a nade to slow them down even further. And every piece of utility that's thrown out from 100 Thieves has a response that cancels out their ability to push. Now the rest of the squad tries to barrel through this choke point, but there's way too many players from FUT, too many angles covered, and not even trades needed. That op will struggle to survive. 43 HP, players all around, and quickly dealt with in the end. 5 rounds on the board for the side of FUT. And although Bang might have had an SMG, the rest of the squad was fully invested. This has left them in a very awkward spot late into the half.
This, for me, is what differs FUT from any other Turkish team we've seen on the international stage. Like, you look at Supermassive Blaze, BBL, like those teams have those explosive individual plays that we've seen before from the likes of Yedajay. This round was based off utility. Lockdown takes the site. No command buys time, so they can't get back in. Then you have the fragment to slow them down even more. You've gone from a retake that had, what, 40 seconds on the clock down to 20. Just by delaying them completely, and then you're trying to run into the Turkish aimers. Good luck.
It's a big difference on what we used to know Turkey for, right? Because that round right there very much underlines what we've been saying for a while about this FUT squad, that they have that Turkish element to them for sure. They can burst out all-out aggression, and they can play it puggy, but this is a squad that has now started to mastercraft in a lot of strategy, a lot of structured play. And in rounds like that, you see the benefit clear as day. Yeah. 7th on the board, or in play, I should say. We'll see the side of 100 Thieves stacked up on A, being challenged, a real opportunity with Nature already finding the first, and he's got a safe spot to play from inside of this orb. Stun is good, spams are even better.
Yeah, it looked a little bit dangerous for a second, but could have done very well to stabilize. EU's going to know there's someone underneath, but I think he probably could have guessed that anyway. Add a captain a little bit low. And actually, again, these snake bites from Bang have softened up a player, given him another opportunity, but Mr. VALORANT doesn't let that last too long. Now, New Boy on the block, EU trying to clutch this one out. And instantly, the swing comes out from Yedajay. 6-1. We spoke about this match. Like, this is our seed number 4 and seed number 5, the closest you can possibly get in terms of the matches we have. Obviously, our seed number 6 beat seed number 3 just moments ago, so maybe there's still a lot to learn about the seeding. But the fact is, right now, FUT are looking dominant.
Yeah, but I think this is exactly the seeding system. I still love because it works on a better basis, especially in the off season than anything else. But this is it. It very much this is what Valorant is. You can have a team, hold them in high regard, but when it comes to the official sat on the server, your name means nothing. Only what you're able to do. And as you can see, FUT right now able to do a whole lot. 6-1. Good half already in the books if it ends here, and doesn't look like they're looking to stop anytime soon. Cryo's moved out of position now towards the back of C site. He's going to be challenged. Good to find a first. Bladestorm active. Now he can keep moving, keeping himself on his toes as this ultimate tries to hunt him down, and well, he's caught in the open. Cracks with a double, assisted by Ada Captain, and the advantage quickly makes its way back into FUT's back pocket. And look at the position from Yedajay. So nasty, sat in this corner. He's heard the steps. He's hearing Nature dance around, drop down, and this is where he can get a massive reward, shutting the round down as it stands. EU might even consider a save. Economy is terrible, but consider it all he wants. No chance to do so.
Yeah, cracks with a double, a phrase I think I heard more than anything else during the Istanbul qualifier. He always seems to just pull one out of his ass whenever
it's ridiculous.
Whenever there's a moment. But this is the thing, it started off strong, but whenever things get chaotic, it's just where, again, some of these players manage to thrive. Cracks just snuck his way into the back of sight. Nobody even noticing his position, and 7-1 up. 100 Thieves in their buy rounds have had very, very little to sing and dance about. The cryo operator, it's had a kill or two, but it's not really been anything in terms of changing the game, and FUT 7-1 in the lead. Wow. The only thing I can really say for them is they've had a lot more time than 100 Thieves to get this roster ready.
It's been 8 rounds so far, and we've got 9 assists under the belt from Mr. Fall. And he might only have 3 kills, but he's certainly pulling his weight. helping that team push it across the line. There's a turret watching the garage push out, so nothing for free there. And it looks like FUT have got this on lockdown. You might lose Mr. Fallen. He's stuck in there on the snake bite, but Crack's really stuck in. He's gotten into the back of the site. His teeth fully dug into B. We'll see if he can draw blood as 100 Thieves now mount the retake. In just a matter of seconds, they'll be blitzing out. There's the utility in the beginning of it. 2 quick kills. Crack's caught. Had a captain down. And all of a sudden, Yedege has to, well, he has to one-up himself from earlier. 5 kills needed and none found. What a convincing retake from 100 Thieves. That's them back on the board just when they needed it.
Now, I always try and keep up with the patch notes, but did they buff the sheriff? And I just didn't realize because
it's got a heat-seeking bullets now,
actually. It seems to be hitting a lot more headshots than I remember. It's been clean. Bang as well has been the one sort of saving grace so far for 100 Thieves. He's 11-7, and they have 2 rounds. It's been absurd. Like the rest of the team next on the board is Cryo with 4. Operator will be back into hand. They've also got Viper's Pit and a lockdown. That's the thing with this composition. They have a lot of really powerful ults. Thus far, though, the ults have been a lot more effective from FUT. Oh, dear.
Yeah, really effective ult use there.
From the shadows is barely an ult.
it's a recon dart. This time, though, it's, well, it's resulted in death. Like an average Jonas shot dart instead.
I understand what he was trying to do. With the Viper's Pit down, you don't really expect any other support to be on the A side.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was just like, okay, I'll TP behind them and just disrupt. Didn't go very well.
Yeah, maybe up into heaven is the play on that one, but you know, hindsight is 20/20. You couldn't see the way forward on that. Cryo up. It's such a nasty angle. This should be a free kill. The barrel spotted. He knows he's about to get the opportunity. It's so close. Is he going to fire through? No, he waits till he can see them. Look him right in the eyes through that 10-time scope and take him down. The C site is recovered by FUT with a plant in play, but the advantage for 100 Thieves, the ultimates in play. Obviously, Bang has used his Viper's Pit, but it's the lockdown to push them off the C site. Where is he going? Yedege's walking into the spawn. He's caught an angle, but he's been spotted. I'm on 5 HP. It is time to get out of there.
Yeah.
Out of there. It's time to get out, to get a kill. Sorry, my bad. It's time to get a kill, because this is Yedege.
Yep, he's going to go down, spam back though. And that's the thing, he may have fallen, but that's given Mr. Fallen a chance. CNED still standing, he expected someone to be on the defuse. He heard the tap and thought that that was the bait. And instead he's caught out by Asuna. Another very close round, but 100 Thieves continue to get a couple more on the board. This was looking like a done deal at 7-1, but they've started to come alive.
You really see the reward there for Asuna, thinking quick on his feet, going for that tap instead. If he stuck it, then maybe he would have gotten it. Blade Storm firing through, it's not the most reliable, but instead he ends up with that perfect timing on a player who's paranoid about the spike being diffused in just a matter of seconds. We're at 7-3. As we said, already a phenomenal half for FUT. For 100 Thieves, they're on the road to recovery. Yeah, looking a lot better.
7-5 is a perfectly reasonable half. So I don't think this definitely isn't done just yet. Cryo, Operator, well, not the greatest defense, but again, it's one and done. Every single time the repeat from Cryo results in his doom. Bang is in a great position, but read by Mr. Fallen.
Is that Angel?
In front of that. Oh my goodness, he's going through on his own. He almost gets the next player as well, and they know exactly where Asuna is. CNED will get the job done through the smoke in the end. This is the thing, we mentioned this, these slow, methodical rounds from FUT. Oh, I'm running at you.
Yeah, that's it. And it's scary.
It is.
I love the fact that we have CNED, I guess, bringing an element of his old team.
Using the Reina Vandal?
Pull it out at you? Is that yours? I didn't even cop it. I didn't notice. But
I expect only something to be allowed to use that.
Yeah, that is actually that's a rare one to see actually played.
It's a cool gun, but
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a lot better than the Smite skin set, I'll tell you that. But yeah, for the side of FUT, they have CNED come in and play this. Maybe he's even IGLing in that round. He brought out his inner angel. And he said, Mr. Fallen, you're a breach. Run at them. Run at them. And yeah, it worked out.
Oh, no. CNED's got the final kill as well. How much damage is that going to do? Yeah, financially, EU's not in a great position. He can buy himself a rifle and light shields, but it would mean that likely the Tiger's not going to be in play for the round, so it's whether or not he's going to have to just drop something out of this one. The fact is, though, again, like it's just a lot of these early battles being won, the spam through the smoke as well, and maybe a little bit disjointed. Like it looked like some of the 100 Thieves members trying to make some of those hero plays, and I'll be honest, you can't really do that versus FUT. 1v1 duels versus a team like FUT, it's not worth it.
A lot of utility used to scrap over Garage. Looks like FUT have won the initial engagement. Rolling Thunder used. They're very much looking for a pacey play, and Crack's full commitment to the role is what gets them in there so easily. Of course, when you got that ultimate online, why not? You go down and it can be brought right back up again. Never going to keep Cracks down, but CNET, he's caught a double and he's out. The best part is he didn't even need the support. Oh, that's an awkward one. Oh, it doesn't matter. It was a bait. It was all part of the plan. That's what they don't realize. FUT dominating in this round with 9-3 on the board. And yeah, 7-5 would have been perfectly fine for 100 Thieves, but now they have to be worried because FUT have got them by the throat.
Mr. Farland took back control of the in-game lead in that round. CNET, kill. You got this, bro. But yeah, Yedajay really impressed. 15-5 at the top of the board. As said, this is one of the young stars previously on Fire Flux as well, and you have Woot, obviously.
You took your time pronouncing that one.
Yeah, I want to be, especially when it's the women's team. Fire, Flux, Fierce,
oh,
scary,
yes. Oh,
scary.
yes. Tongue twister.
We'll get Ian to say that one 5 times later on the show. He might not be coming back.
I just want to hear him say the name of the arena again. I was really impressed.
What is the name of the arena?
Can we unmute Ian's mic for a sec?
Yeah.
Let him rattle it off. Because I was impressed in the opening earlier on. He was really hitting it.
Ryogoku Kokukikan Arena.
Look at that. He's been practicing in the mirror all night.
Your turn now. Come on, Tom.
Sumo Arena, yeah, it's a cool one.
Ryogoku Kokukikan Sumo Arena.
Yeah.
That's my best
the one.
That was it. That was it.
Right now, Mitch, you'll go.
I just did it. Do it again?
No, that was me doing an impression of you saying it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
No, that would have been Ryogoku Kokukikan. Oh, my pot of gold.
That was bang on.
Wow.
Your impression of Mitch Rat. Well done, Ian. That was a great impression of Mitch Rat.
I never thought I would ever say this on a broadcast, being the guy from Hull, but can we just leave the Japanese pronunciation to me, please, guys?
Somewhere at home, there's someone
okay
Japanese just crying at your pronunciation.
Well,
either way.
9-3. It's a good scoreline for FUT. Pistol round could tell everything.
Yeah, they're hoping for a curse. That's about all they're looking for. Now, as I said, with new rosters, I do feel like, especially going into that attacker side, it might be a little bit easier to synergize. You can sort of talk through with the IGL, but that's the thing. Like, we've seen Stella sort of removed from this one as the old IGL of the team, someone new coming in to try and lead the charge. This will be the true test, and the thing is, FUT aren't just going to sit back and wait. In fact, they've already taken full C-Long control and gone peeking out of A. Although the slow walk-up, I think it's been spotted. They've seen the stun, the instant sprint across the map from the remaining members of FUT. And the only man on site, only man,
it's only
is CNET.
CNET with a Sheriff? I wouldn't be scared of that. Would you? Snakebite not going to land because he's underneath. And he's dealing damage, chipping away. Asuna down to 8 HP already. When CNET falls, the rest of the squad is here. Cracks and Mr. Fallen, the IGL, and he's going in for 2, 3 even. A phenomenal display in the pistol round and a nail in 100 Thieves' coffin as FUT push up to double digits on round 14. 100 Thieves are going to have to, well, they're not going to be able to pull any punches. They can't let this one go too far.
Yeah.
This is a tough decision. I think you will very much divide the community. You'll divide the professional teams on whether you should force buy or not here, but I don't blame 100 Thieves. They need something to light that fire back up.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're 10-3 down, you got to risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't really had the performance they have been hoping for. As said, we can give them a break by the fact that this roster, well, they were the last ones. We were sort of harping on Zeta for being so late, but the fact is we only really found out truthfully yesterday. Good start as well. CNET, a little bit overzealous, a little bit aggressive, and has met his doom. Ain't just going to go walking through, but he has been spotted by the alarm bot, taking a lot of damage, and even a headshot as well from Cracks, evening up the table after what was a good start from them.
Round 2 after winning the pistol, and Cracks has got an upgrade. You know, CNET probably thought he had a semi-automatic operator when he was going through that angle, but these players have bought shields, so it's got to be the headshot. That's where he fell.
Wraps around towards Garage.
He's got it for free. That's so easy. EU caught inside his Tiger, clearing space for Bang, not spotting anybody, and that's because they'd already pushed behind him. And the kill follows through again. Mr. Fallen, massively advantageous fight with a Bulldog in hand. An 11th round found for FUT after 100 Thieves 4 spot. Now they're left with practically no economy, but they're still going to invest it because it's 11-3. What are the chances they make that 12-3 comeback? Low. What are the chances they make the 11-3 comeback? Low.
That round for me was a little bit more frustrating, just because I think you get the opener. That's where I want to see you group up and hit somewhere as a team. And instead, it was really disjointed. 2 players trying to fake out into Garage, 1 player push mid, the other 2 pressuring on A. You're giving these isolated duels again to the side of FUT, and they have better weaponry than you. So, again, obviously the space taken by Adacaptain made it that a little bit easier. And I love how Mr. Fallen, he doesn't even flinch. He's like, I am taking this orb.
No, I'm being shot. Well, I've got my orb. Anyways. Well handled. They know there's a turret here. They can hear it. Just gonna break it through the wall. It's just not going to happen for now.
I think also potentially checking to see if there's an alarm bot close. CNED's won that battle. As said, Bang has been one of the only players you say really showed up so far for 100 Thieves, and him going down early on that lurk. Again, this is a full investment. Like, this isn't just a low buy round where you can go, okay, if they get a kill, that's nice.
And now they can't cross either. They've got to face CNED with, well, that's a good thing, apparently.
Yeah, rifle drop to the deck, a huge upgrade. Barrio's going to be the one to take it. Mr. Fallen under pressure, but he normally thrives in these positions. Flash through is going to leave them blind. 2 players waiting within the smoke. But it's actually going to go their way. Yedajay, he's been huge in a lot of these rounds, and he's still going strong. The Sheriff popping another, and I think they've heard nature. I think they know he's here, sneaking his way through the smoke, or attempting to, but his position has been given up completely.
Good damage. 39 on Yedajay now, after that spam.
He's got 14 seconds, though. Like, the plant is not happening. He basically has to just get both of these kills and doesn't know where the other player is. They've grouped up together, doing a lot of damage. And Chance with the classic, but it isn't quite there. FUT 12-3 in the lead, 9 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, just to make this competitive.
Very well handled for the side of FUT. Across the board, this map has been a masterclass. And I think for 100 Thieves, it's disappointing because there's so much potential on this roster. I'm just looking at some of these shots from Yedajay, man, and he is having one hell of a game. 18 kills and 6 deaths right now. Very much if you want to know what went wrong for 100 Thieves on this map, I think a lot of it comes down to Yedajay. He had some insane rounds and very much chipped away at them. You remember round 3, the 4K, it's been constant.
These are the rounds where I'd love to just hear what guys are saying. Because I imagine, like, as you can see, Adacaptain's just having a great time.
Playing with the camera, man. Hell yeah. Give us a wink. A thumbs up is just as good. I'll take it. Considering he can't hear me, it works.
Well, I just imagine him going, yeah, I guess just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, guys, just keep it up.
Although I do feel like guys
might be going for dinner later.
He'd be like, yeah, Mr. Fallen, I want to be honest, if I was in the team, we wouldn't have even lost 3.
He's asking them, like, what are you guys feeling tonight? Japanese barbecue? I've heard the Korean barbecue here is unreal as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We have one of the people from Red Bull telling us that. So
Can told me as well.
It comes from Can.
BBQ and he rated it. So
no offense to Laurence, but if Can Yang.
Can Yang knows his Korean barbecue. I'll tell you that.
I've been for Korean food with him in China, and he was like, this is an 8 out of 10. If you want 10 out of 10, you come to my house. So I was like, that sounds like the greatest offer I've ever seen.
He's always good to spend time with Can. Always good to see him. You know the thing I love about him? You walk by backstage, and he's always coming up. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? Comes give you a big hug. Like, great fella.
Yeah. You know, another person who does that, Alpha.
Always.
Like,
stay one.
I can tell you now, when I was his age, I was not going up to anyone.
No, goodness. Oh, good lord. I'd be just sat there scared as hell. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're really blessed in the Valorant community. I think in general,
a lot of lovely
the
people.
players, the CEOs, the COOs, everybody involved in the scene is just such a pleasure to get along with. I'm really happy.
Talent. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
That Ian Chambers guy.
Oh,
God, he's not coming back later, is he?
no.
Oh, thank God.
Not after he said Fireflux Fierce, like, you know.
5 times. Well, 12-3, and you know, this
Kiwi
is
appears in your mirror.
we've been pretty relaxed in this round, and I think FUT have been pretty relaxed in this game so far. Not too much of a challenge for them. And I don't expect that to be a common theme for 100 Thieves. I think the next matchup they have should be easier. I think then they'll have a day to recover, and they will not sleep after a performance like this. But we've talked about FUT and how capable they are a million times. Now we're seeing it in action on the international stage. A retake of A. One final challenge, perhaps.
Oh, the dash through from CNET! He's performing acrobatics on this stage. And while now Nature, he's nowhere near. He's not even close. I don't even think he's going to be able to stop the defuse if he wanted to, even if he W keys the whole way. See you later. This one's done. Wrap it in a bow. FUT take this 13-3. They made that look easy.
Seconds before that, I said a retake, and CNET said, nope, I'm taking it. He just ran in, dashed in, and took him by surprise.
Mitch goes retake. Take. Okay,
take. Oh, yes, I understand.
This is
go. Like, he was so far out ahead of the squad, but it works, man. Catching him by surprise, they bombard their util, and it's over in the blink of an eye. That's devastating for 100 Thieves, but this has been the story of FUT again and again. There's a reason so many of us are FUT fans. This squad is undeniably one of the best out there right now. EMEA next year, watch the hell out. They were already good this year. They overachieved. I don't think they can overachieve anymore. I want to see a trophy.
Absolutely. FUT pick up where they left off in Istanbul, carrying that momentum to the Ryogoku Kokuki-kan Arena here in Tokyo, Japan. What a dominant performance, and what a way to kick off a tournament by taking